put it in the cloud. So I just want to say welcome everyone who is attending this presentation. It's going to be very interactive. You're going to learn a lot about Facebook and Facebook Live, things that you can do to make your campaign stand out. We're going to talk about hashtags. I know some individuals, sometimes they say, what is a hashtag? How do you use hashtag? And, and it's amazing how many people you can just attract by using a hashtag. And it's just amazing. So we're just going to get started. And before I show my screen, can I get a hand or maybe an emoji of those who have done a Facebook campaign or a Facebook Live? And show those emojis. And if you haven't, give me a thumbs up. Okay, so we have a lot of people here who have not used Facebook Live.
I have not.
All right. And so
no, I haven't used it for Toastmaster stuff, but I've used it for personal stuff.
For personal, okay.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Okay, that's good
Me
to
too.
know.
I've used it too. This is Sheila. I put up the wrong.
Oh, and I probably went too fast too. And I should give people a chance to tell me if they did or not. But this is going to be a great information session, and it's good to have it in the beginning of the year and not the end. I know last year we had it in June, of course. It's the end of the year now, and but we want to switch that and make sure that you know exactly how to put a social media campaign in, during this time when you're doing open house membership drives, or maybe it could be a special occasion that you're going to have for your club. So you are in the right place. Now, can I get can you let me know if you are a VPPR? Because sometimes we have special guests. And you can either show emoji, or you can take yourself off mute and say, yes, I am a VPPR.
Yes, I am a VPPR.
Okay. And I know.
Yes, I am a VPPR.
Okay, great. I know Deborah, Deborah, I know she's a VPPR as well. And then the remainders are probably guests. But it's good to have guests, so you can, if you're a club officer, and you could just take that information back to your club, and then y'all can start something. So for me, of course, my name is Valerie Smith. I'm the PR manager. I started as a VPPR with South Loop Speak Freeze, and didn't know anything about social media. I started the Facebook page. They had a Twitter account, which they only had 7 followers. Now, it's probably like over 1,000 now. I'm not for sure. I got to check it where they are right now, but they have really grown since that time. Even their Instagram is new, about 3 years in. And then we had Pinterest accounts. We just did everything. We just wanted to see how everything works. And that's how social media is. If you've never used social media, it's something that, one, you had to talk with your club to make sure you are in agreement on what social media that you want to use. And then once you start opening up those accounts, then you really want to get involved and being more on the consistent side. And don't be scared of it. It's fun. It's really fun. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share with you my PowerPoint. Let me bring that up. And then let me make sure I share my sound, because I do have a video that I want to show you. Make sure I have your videos so I can see you. And I'm just going to hide this floater. So this VPPR Circle Education series is how to put together a social media campaign using Facebook and Facebook Live. If you can put yourself on mute, that would be great.
Okay.
Okay.
Valerie, do you see a black box?
Yeah, you're probably seeing the video. So let me just do this. I'm just gonna hide it because if you can see that, then I'm not gonna be able to see the panel. So I'll go ahead. If you have any questions, you can keep that towards the end, because if you can see the video box, then I'll have to take that off. So let me go on. What you're going to be learning is 5 different things. You know, when you're developing a Facebook campaign, these are the things that you want to think about. Especially if you're a VPPR and you're working with your committee, you want to think about what is the event? What is your event that you're trying to promote? Is it an open house? Is it a membership? Is it a special event? Or it could be a recognition program, because right now we know that retention is, is the roof where people are leaving. So if you can make sure that you're engaging with your campaigns, you want to make sure that you know exactly what events you're going to be promoting. What content will you create? Will you add a video or a flyer to your Facebook campaign? Will you conduct a Facebook Live on your device or on Zoom? Unfortunately, for those who probably missed what I had spoken to earlier, to the remainder of the people that was here earlier, that D103 had an enterprise Zoom account for everyone, and that was one of the features that you can click on Facebook Live while on Zoom. However, we don't have that feature this year, but I do want to share a video with you to show you how that looks on the end of a Zoom with Facebook Live. And how will you promote your Facebook Live? Even though you're doing a Facebook Live event and you want to promote your open house, you want to promote your membership, sometimes you think that people are just going to show up. They're not. So you want to make sure you have a plan. So we're going to talk about that a little bit now, is how to engage using your social media. Now we're talking about Facebook. Now you got Facebook, you have Twitter, you have Instagram, you have LinkedIn. And so these are things that you want to show. You want to show the photo of your club, the excitement, how many people you have. Maybe you have a special guest, like we had Don Williams, who was a special guest. And then we had Val, who's in the middle, standing by G, and she was one of our test speakers for the evaluation contest. So it's really exciting because people love visuals. If they don't like visuals, they love video. So you really want to think about, okay, what are the important events we want to capture and show and bring in guests and engage our members at the same time. And as I was speaking about recognition, engage your members. If you have a new member and you want to do maybe a Facebook Live on recognizing your new members, you could pick a date and just show off your members, and you want to maybe do an interview with them. So this would be really engaging for your Facebook page. And remember that Facebook and Instagram are integrated together. So if you have an Instagram account and you have a Facebook account, you can set that up where whatever's going on Facebook, it'll go on Instagram when you're posting. And then also the first speech club ambassador program. You can announce those leadership roles. Who are your new leaders in your club? Your contest winners, advanced speakers, educational awards. Maybe you have a district leader. Like I said, Don Williams was one of our district leaders that visit our club. So it's showing that you're very engaged in your club. You're giving your members a lot of exposure. So these are very important things when you think about a Facebook campaign. Think about those different things that you can do. And then also the campaign content. What kind of content will you use? Will it be photos? Will it be videos? Will you use a social media link? Podcasts? You know, maybe you have a podcast that's going to come out that's going to talk about your open house or your membership drive. And maybe you never thought about having a podcast. And if you were here last year as a guest or a VPPR, we had Lee Hopkins, who talked about his podcast and how to put a podcast together. And then you got articles that you can use as well. And these are just different things that I'm talking about that you can do for a campaign on Facebook. But for your campaign, for your special events, you probably want to just think about photos, your videos, and then, like I said, podcasts. That could be something great if you're wanting to interview some of your speakers that's going to be at your events. These are great tools to make sure that you have a successful event when you're on Facebook. Now, earlier we were talking about hashtags, and hashtag is a metadata tag that is prefaced by a hash symbol, which they call a pound symbol. Hold on for a moment, I'm about to let Gary in. And when you're using a hashtag, like say, if you set up a Facebook page and your handle, which D103 Toastmasters, that's their handle within their Facebook page, you'll use pound D103 Toastmasters. And when you post your events on Facebook, it could be content that you type up, it could be a video that you're going to use, or your Facebook Live. You can type in the content D103 with the hashtag, and when you post it, whoever's following D103 Toastmasters is going to see your advertisement on your own Facebook page for your club. Even if it's your personal page, it's going to bring them back to your actual page where you post. The reason why I put Toastmasters International, because there are so many members around the world. If you have an informational, educational event, this is the best time to put Toastmasters International with that hashtag in front of it, because you draw a large crowd. If it's not the members, you probably have guests that are following Toastmasters International, and they probably want to visit your club, because guess what? There are no boundaries. There's no boundaries. You can go anywhere around the world and participate in Toastmasters. And this is why hashtag usage, when you start posting, that you start using these hashtags at the end of your content before you hit post. Okay, let me see if we have any questions.
Yeah, this is Meg Kelly. I do have a couple of questions about hashtags.
Yes.
So the first one is, how many hashtags are like minimum or maximum that you can use at the end of your post that isn't becoming too annoying?
I would say 6 the most.
Okay.
I think 6 is doable because depending on what your event is all about. So say if you have a conference and you want to just put hashtag speaker or hashtag Toastmasters International D103, and you just think about different things, because you don't know who you're going to attract. So if you do 6, I think that's enough.
And then the second question is, what's the easiest way to research new hashtags or come up with different ones besides the 3 that you've given us here for D103 and Toastmasters International?
Yeah, so there is an app. I believe it's spelled TAGE. I know there's, yeah, if you type in TAGE, and I believe that's for iOS only, but you can double check because they probably changed it where if you have an Android, you can download this app. And what you do is once you download it, you type in a word, if you say keynote speaker, it'll bring up all the top hashtags from Instagram and you can utilize it. Now they have a free version and then they also have a paid version. I use the free version all the time and it works perfectly. Yeah, so I will use that. There is another one that I can share with you when I share this here presentation with you. That's for iOS, which is your Apple, and then also for your Android, because Toastmasters have a lot of resources under the brand portal, and they share a lot of resources on how to find new hashtags, how to create new content. You have Social Media Today. That's an online magazine. It just tells you all the updated things that are happening in the social media world. So I would just double check those resources. And then when I send that email out with this here presentation, I'll share the remainder.
Great. Thank you so much.
Any other questions? Okay, so we're going to go on. Let's see. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop sharing here. And I want to show you the feature that I was speaking about how you can use Zoom and Facebook Live at the same time. And this video that I'm going to show you was during the time when we were doing the reveal of our, no, not the reveal. This was LaShonda and I, and we were talking about our experience with Patricia Fripp. So here on the right-hand side, let me know if you can see it. I'm gonna stop it right now. I just want to make sure that we have the sound on. It is. All right. So here, if we did have this feature right now, there's a feature where in Zoom in the lower left, in the lower right corner, it'll say social media and it'll have YouTube, it'll have Facebook. And so you'll click on Facebook and then there'll be an application that comes up and you'll type in the title, which you see here, the talk on the experience of being coached by Patricia Fripp. And then underneath it, you put in your actual post. And this is where we were trying to look for speakers. And then we put like the actual link to the form and all that great stuff. So these are the things that you can do on Zoom. So I just want you to get, see an example of what LaShonda and I did on Zoom being on Facebook Live. Well, hello, fellow District 103 Toastmasters members and guests. We are happy to be with you today. And I have LaShonda Milton, and we are excited to speak with you about our experience with the Patricia Fripp. And how do you feel, LaShonda?
I am excited. I am excited that she is coming back again under District 103. She was with District 30 when we did this before, but I'm excited for her return to see how she functions and help 103 do amazing things this year.
Yes, it is. It's going to be amazing. It has been 7 years since Patricia Fripp been here. And the experience is just amazing. And this is the reason why we want to have this talk with you, because we want you, if you have been with Toastmasters for over 3 years, given over 10 speeches, and you're in good standing, this is an opportunity for you to submit your actual 2 to 3 minute speech. This is going to be amazing. Now, what we want to do is we want to explain our experience. And did you want to start first, LaShonda, or do you want me to start?
How about you start first?
Okay, great. So when we was in D30 and Patricia Fripp came and we found out that it's going to be coaching. The difference between now and then we were live. We were in the hotel. We ran up there, was first come, first serve. Whoever who ran up on the stage was coached by Patricia Fripp. This time, because everything is virtual, you have to submit your 2 to 3 minute speech. And so when you do that, it's going to be amazing. But here, the setup was we went on stage.
Which was funny because we had no idea that anybody was going to go on stage. It was like an impromptu.
Impromptu, like
to do
Toastmasters,
this?
like table topics.
Impromptu, exactly.
So that's exactly what happens when you're doing a Facebook Live. It's a lot of interaction. It's fun. You're getting a lot of traction. As you can see, I guess I should have showed you that as well. You can really track on how many views you have, which is 78 views. I don't know how to get down to the bottom here. Let me see if I can collapse this. Yeah, it's not going to show me, but I know it's 93 something probably views again of like engagement that's going on with this actual video. So there's a lot of things that you can track, a lot of analytics there. So it's really something that you can do for your club as well. So say if you do have that feature, you can go on Zoom and use it. But however, if you don't have that Zoom feature, you can go on Facebook Live on your laptop. So if you have your laptop, you can go on Zoom and you can, not Zoom, on Facebook and click on live and test it out first. I always say test it out. Don't test it out for the public. You can make it private. And if this is something that you really want to do, you know, I'm happy to meet with you one-on-one to show you how to do it. I know sometimes, because I don't want to take up a lot of your time on showing you how, but this is something that you can do. But if you do have that feature, this is something that you really want to take advantage of. But if you have your device, you can go anywhere. You can go to Starbucks. You can go into an office and talk about what's going on in your club, what event is taking place. You can take someone that's part of your committee. And I've done that with one of my club officers. We were at Intercontinental and we did it ad hoc. And we talked about the beginning of the year, how we're going to have an open house, how we're looking for new members, you know, to get them engaged. Whatever you want to do, you can do on Facebook Live. It is fun and you can post it right into your Facebook club page. And that's where you can actually have the Facebook Live as well. So this is how you're going to bring more traction. Let me bring up the actual presentation again, because there's some more information that I want to share to make sure that you're up to speed on what you need to do in terms of promoting your club on Facebook. So let me go ahead and get back to that. So I have some social media channel bonuses before we get into the social media live on your device. So it's very important to understand, what makes up the market in social media. Just in case your club don't want to use Facebook, and that does happen. There are clubs who just want to just focus on Instagram, or they just want to focus on LinkedIn because there's a certain market that they're trying to attract. So for Instagram, you attract a lot of millennials, and it's kind of changing where it's going, just like Facebook is becoming a little bit more broader, where it's going into the Generation X, and baby boomers are using it more, especially people who are in business are using it. But Toastmaster clubs worldwide are really using Instagram to connect with other clubs and promote their events as well. And then you can join with others who are passionate about speaking and leading. So on Instagram, you will find some clubs who are having club meetings. And I do see that in the India market as well. It's very strong in India, where they do use Instagram a lot for their club meetings. Twitter, all generations. You can connect with businesses, different trends that are going on. You can also attract a new guests. I mean, a lot of new guests will come and check out your club, see what's going on, attend your open house, especially when they know that it's virtual on Zoom. And then you also can follow other Toastmaster clubs. And for D103, our count has went up. We were at 10 for a very long time. Now it's 59 followers. So we're getting a lot more traction this year than we did last year. Pinterest is something that's used among some Toastmaster clubs. This is if you're looking for a stronger female market, more female members to come and join your club. Then also, Pinterest is good for a lot of great ideas. So say if you want to do a table topics and you want something that's really special, this is a place to come for ideas. It's really great. And you don't have to be searching all over the web. Just come to Pinterest, you'll find a lot of ideas. And you can also add your club website here. And then you also can pin a lot of ideas as well. And I know if you're not familiar with Pinterest, when you go on Pinterest, there is a little pin. So it looks like a little tag. So you just click on whatever you like, and you just add it to a certain section of it could be table topics, and you find something that you like, you just add it in the table topics section. Now, Facebook is also, it attracts all ages. You're going to find a audience is very diverse. You're going to see videos, you're going to see articles, you're going to see a whole lot of advertisements on Facebook. And then you can also attract new guests when you are constantly doing Facebook Live. Now, LinkedIn is not on here, but for LinkedIn, it's more towards your professionals, people who really want to improve on their speeches. And then, because there are a lot of people out there that are scared to speak. And so this is an opportunity where you can grab that market to bring them to your club events and convert them into members. So you really want to talk with your committee and ask them questions like, hey, we don't have a social media network. Do we want to start with Facebook page? And I think that'll be the first start. And if you do have a Facebook page and it's been dormant, then you really want to talk about what kind of events do we really want to put out there and let people know what's going on with our club. And maybe you just want to use it for events to show when you meet, and then also recognition for your club members. But the main thing you want to just start thinking about is those events, open house, membership drives, educational events. Now I know that it's about 6:35. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stop sharing. Let me see. I don't even know if I was sharing. Oh, I don't
You
know.
weren't.
I was.
You would, no, you weren't.
I wasn't. Oh my God. Anyway, I am so sorry, but I wish I had known. But anyway, I am going to share this presentation with you. But what I want you to do, if you have your device, and I want to get some emojis of who wants to participate Facebook Live on your phone. It could be on your phone or it could be on your laptop. And it could be within your club's Facebook page. Do any of you have a Facebook page with your club? Okay, we got Maria, Cassandra. Sheila. Okay. So what we're going to do, what I want you to do is, if you have your device, if you have your phone, which I think is a little bit better, if you do go onto your phone and you click on the Facebook app, and that's the best way to do it. And if you have a personal Facebook page, that's fine too, if you don't have your club's Facebook page on your app. And let me know when you're there. And you can take yourself off mute. You don't have to put it on chat. You'd say that you're on your device.
I'm on my device, on my page. I don't want to do something on Wayo's page and it's not
Oh, that's
appropriate.
okay. That is
Okay.
okay. All right. Anyone else that's on their device that wants to do a Facebook Live? And you could be on your laptop as well, because it has the same features where you can click on the camera. If you can let me know. I just want to make sure that this is very interactive for everyone. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to get started. If you have any questions, let me know. Take yourself off mute. And so what you're going to do, if you're under your page, you should see where it says publish. So you'll click on publish, or it'll say create a post, depending on your setup on your phone or on your computer. Let me know if you have any questions.
You said create. Okay, so I clicked on it and it says start live video. So,
That's
okay.
it.
All right.
So what's going to happen before you start that live video, you should say, it should say what's on your mind. So you can just type, let me see, I'm not going to do Facebook. I'm not going to do my club because I want to make sure I say things right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go on my own page. And then you can just type whatever. And I'm just going to type facilitating. Course. On Facebook Live.
So for right now, can I click on only me could see this?
You can, but if you want to get that experience,
Okay.
just to see what people, you're going to see like a little eye that comes up when you go live.
Okay.
And so that's the, the very, it's fun when you do that. So you can have that experience. But if you don't want to do that, then you don't have to.
Yeah, because I always do live with my church.
Okay.
I do know how to do live, but with this practice run.
Yeah. So what you want to do is, if you're on your personal page, you can click live and then add a description. because it's not going to go live until you hit start live video. And let me know if you're there, and if you're ready, you can start your live video and you can start talking. And then if you want to put yourself on mute, and then when you come back and you can just express your experience. So anyone else is joining in on the Facebook Live on their own device? Prince, you doing it? All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and start mine. I'm gonna put myself on mute. I'm gonna give about like 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes, where you can get that experience, and then we'll come back after 3 minutes, and you just gonna express, if anybody popped up on your page, did they say hello? Did you see like a little eye in the upper left corner? So we'll be back in about 3 minutes. Okay, so I did record on D103 Toastmasters just to say that we are testing out Facebook Live together on our devices. And for those who did participate in going on Facebook Live on your device, how did you feel? Did you get any people to come on to your Facebook Live on your device? What was your experience?
My experience is I can easily do my own Facebook Live
Mhm.
without any hesitation. I feel
Yes.
that I have to be guarded about what I post as it relates to my club.
Okay.
Okay, so I am going to do a Facebook Live. You gave me this. I am going to do a Facebook Live for our open house on that's coming up on Saturday. From this
Okay.
point, I've just been posting, but I am going to do one live. And I just thought about I might go stand in front of a comedy club because it's about bringing the funny.
That'd be great. And then what you want to do is you really want to practice
Okay.
before you do a Facebook Live for your club. That's where a lot of the nervousness come in, because you want to make sure that you have all the content that you want to talk about the event. And then,
Mhm.
you know, you're the face of the club. Number
Got it.
one, you want to be relaxed. You want to enjoy it, because if you're stiff and you're nervous, people can tell. And but when you're a natural, you're saying, "Hi, my name is Deborah Blackman Parrish. I'm the VPPR for WAO. We have a great open house that's coming up this Saturday. Our special guests are," and then if you want to feature a special guest and just do like a mini interview, that'd be great, because that'll bring more people to your open house. And then they really want to sign up. They'll say, "Where's the link? How do I come?" And because they want to hear this person speak and then know more about your club.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That was helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else was able to use Facebook Live? I know I don't see Prince on
I
here.
opened mine under Instagram Live. I have issues with Facebook
Oh,
sometimes
okay.
getting in there. So yeah, and I didn't record. I did discard video at the
Oh,
end.
and that's great that you can.
I'm having a bad hair day.
Yeah, that's great that you can do live video. I know that at one time with Instagram that there was some issues where it was only like a short snippet of a video that you can do, but it looked like you can go a little longer now.
Yeah, you're able to go live, and I'm not sure. I guess I went the length of time that was allotted because I didn't get kicked off or anything. So
Okay,
I
that's
think you
good.
can go live for a little while longer than they had before.
Okay, because I know with Facebook you can go as long as you want. I mean, you can
Right,
have,
exactly.
yeah. So I think that's a great thing. So if you're having like we're having a class right now, and you can do your class actually on Facebook if you wanted to for your club, and that will really attract a lot of new guests. And I know with my club, we have quarterly education sessions. And so we have all our club meetings and events online. And so we've been attracting a lot of new guests, and they are converting over as members. We just ended our Speechcraft, where we really attracted two individuals that are amazing speakers after the Speechcraft, and they're on their way, you know, on their Toastmasters journey. And we have Gary Barron's here already. He was the producer and the coordinator for Speechcraft. So these are things that you can promote on your Facebook Live. You know, if you have a Speechcraft that's coming up, you know, talk about it. I know you'll be nervous at first, but however, you know, you just want to make sure you know the aesthetics of, you know, what you need to put together first. So the first thing you want to do is get with your committee first. Talk with them. If you don't have a Facebook page, have that conversation. should we have a Facebook page? Because this is where a lot of people are visiting from different Toastmasters. Toastmasters follow other Toastmaster clubs or other districts. And our district, worldwide, we have a lot of clubs that are following D103 around the world. But the more consistent you are with putting out your content, it could be written content, it could, typed, of course. You can share articles, you can share books, you can share videos, anything, but you want to make sure that you're posting on a consistent basis. And you want to post between Tuesday and Thursday. Those are the best days to post. And, between 9, 12, and 3, those are the best times because that's where individuals are actually looking at your posts. And if you're consistent, they're going to be looking for it. And you can have theme, like if you want to have leadership posts on Wednesday, you can call it the leadership circle or something, or the leader circle, or something that your club want to come up with. So these are things that you want to talk with your committee about, your membership committee, when we talk about the VP of membership, and then you have your VP of education. So those are like your two people that are really going to be having a lot of events going on throughout the year. We already have contest season that already started. So if you know you're going to have a club contest, start advertising that right now. If you know you're going to have an open house, start advertising that right now. So what I want to do, I really want to open this up to Q&A, where you can ask any question that you may have that maybe it wasn't covered in this presentation.
I have a question. When I think it was Beverly who stated that she did her live on Instagram.
Mhm.
How do you go about doing that? Is it the same process as Facebook Live?
It is, but you don't get that longer duration.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not the same as Facebook. I know LinkedIn is trying to do that as well. I know LinkedIn you can if you have an event. I've been through a lot of events with LinkedIn, but Facebook, I believe a lot of businesses and people who are individuals who just love Facebook Live just to talk with their friends and family, or if you have a business or organization like Toastmasters, it just makes it more engaging because people actually see your face. I mean, there was one time where I didn't want to show my face, and Tiffany Aliche, they call her the Budgetnista, and I talked with her on the phone and as well as on Zoom, and she said people want to actually see a face. They want you to talk with them. They want to have this connection with you. They don't want to see a PowerPoint. They want to see you talk. And so if you use Facebook Live, I'm not saying use it every day during the week, like pick one day, or maybe say our club is going to do 3 Facebook Lives a month. Just start it off like that. And then as time gets better and you get more events going on, then everybody's going to be used to seeing your club showing up on Facebook Live. And then that's when you're going to bring in more guests. And then they know that they can get involved too. And then they're going to start becoming members. And that's how you're going to build your member base. And that's the most important thing that the trio is trying to do, is retain our members with engagement and then attract guests and bring them in as members as well. Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I have an open house coming up Tuesday, the 12th, and really haven't worked on it. Haven't did anything too much towards it because I thought it was done too soon, but maybe not. So do I have a chance to get on Facebook Live and
You
put
do.
something out there by Tuesday?
You can do it. You can do it tomorrow if you
We
wanted to.
we just rebuilt it though. So we don't have, okay, so when I do my Facebook live, it's just like doing a personal one, right? Like I'm doing my own Facebook.
Yeah, it's just
Okay,
like that.
so but we don't have no we had to rebuild a new Facebook. So
Okay.
when I put it out there, is there anyone gonna see this with the new
You
Facebook?
know what? Well, if you have a new Facebook page, now do you have any followers yet?
Don't have no followers.
So what's going to happen is that you will probably have to use your own Facebook page. Like if you have a personal one, your own Facebook page, and make sure that you do a hashtag Toastmasters International, hashtag D103 Toastmasters, because you have to put all that together. It can't be space. So you hashtag, which is the £, D103 Toastmasters, then the next line, hashtag Toastmasters International. And the reason for that, because we have guests that follows D103, we have guests that follows Toastmasters International because they're curious about Toastmasters. And if you have an open house and they're following those pages, they're going to come back to your Facebook page and they're going to say, oh, they got an open house. They see a Toastmasters logo, they're going to sign up. Make sure you have your link ready for them to register for your open house.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you can do it. And then what you want to do as well, whatever, I'm going to show you really quick because this is your new Facebook page. I just want to show you D103. And the great thing about it is that she taught us about how to open your speech and create an impact to
Valerie, I just looked up that the Instagram now does live streaming from 1 to 4 hours worldwide.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
I like that.
Yes, they just started it about almost a year ago.
Oh, that's really good. So I'm glad they're making those changes because I know they had to, because if they're part of Facebook, because I know with Facebook and Instagram, they have this partnership and they had to make those changes
Right there,
because. So I'm going to share my screen. So with D103, you see where you see the @ symbol right next to the logo?
Mm-hmm.
So this @ D103TM, that's the handle. So you can use either one, you can use #D103TM, or you can do #D103 Toastmasters. It's still going to come up under this page here because a lot of like Mandy Shaw, I know she uses D103 Toastmasters. I can see when her posts go up under her Facebook club, her Facebook club page comes up under my notifications. Because why? I'm following D103 Toastmasters Facebook. So you just want to make sure that you lead people back to your Facebook page. So Bev, was it, wait a minute, who was that said, okay, that was Mamie. So your club, when you go under your Facebook page, look for the @ symbol under, whatever your title is, and that'll tell you exactly what to use for, the pound and then that handle. And that will bring people back to your club page for Facebook.
Okay, because I don't want to mess up nothing,
Oh yeah, you won't.
Toastmasters. I do it on my own, but I'm a little shaky with Toastmasters doing stuff, and this is my first time playing with this too.
And just remember that you're not going to mess up anything. You got to get your feet wet. You got to get your hands dirty. You got to get in there. Like I said, I didn't know anything about Facebook. I just went in and I just learned all the different things. I read on Facebook. The good thing about Toastmasters, if you don't visit their website, do visit the website. Under their leadership tab, when you click on it, you're going to see something that says brand portal. Make sure you click on that because that's where all the resources are. All the resources from social media links, social media hashtag tools, all those different resources are right there. You're never alone. So you always want to utilize that branding team and that PR team. They work really hard in making sure you got photos that you can use. So if your club doesn't have a photo, a group photo, you can just use the Toastmasters photo that they have, and you can just download it and just put it as part of, like, say you have an open house and you want to
have
use it.
an open house Tuesday, and I thought, okay, I done messed up. You know, I haven't done anything for the club.
Oh yeah, it's never too late. Remember that. It's never too late. There are people, I know some individuals that had a campaign that went out a week before and they end up having 50 more people at the event. So it's all about getting it out there, not worrying about what people think. My thing is that if you want a successful event, you can't fear social media. You just have to get out there and put it out there. I have a club that has an actual open house coming up on the 19th. And I got to put something together. I'm the VPPR. And I gotta put it out there.
Yeah.
If I gotta do a Facebook Live and get people excited, that's what I gotta do. But if you don't put it out there, no one's coming.
Yeah.
And I understand the fear, because you're wondering what people are going to think. But however, you just gotta do what you have to do to make it successful. I'm gonna check here. Let me see. Hi, Bella. I'm a VPPR Pathfinders. I am about to drive, so I just listen. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I didn't miss anything here, like some questions that people may have in the chat.
I have another question.
Yes.
Okay, I did hashtag D103. I did all the hashtags I possibly could because sometimes when you put the name in, it'll pop up. So that's what I did. We are allowed to put our events on Toastmasters International page.
Yes, you can.
Oh, okay. All right.
The good thing about that is that you can invite other individuals to your event. And then when you're doing that, you're building up your membership base, your guest base. And then when people start visiting, like I said, if you're going to continue having Zoom meetings, you can attract a lot of guests from around the world. And if they like what they hear and you have a support system, like a mentoring program, people want to grow. They want to be better speakers. They want to learn more about Toastmasters. They only know bare minimum. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're the thought leader behind Toastmaster. You are the voice of Toastmaster. And because you aren't VPPR, you have to be sharing that information. If you were in person, you'll have brochures. You have brochures laying on the actual table. And so the way you did in person, you want to do as well online. You just want to be make sure the information is accessible. If it's not accessible within the meeting, you just lead them on over to your website where they can get those valuable information about Toastmasters.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Again.
Valerie, I have a question for you. This is Martha. How you doing?
Hey, Martha, long time.
I know, right? I wanted to share with you that I have a lot of little hiccups with I'm a member of 3 clubs, and one, of course, is in your area. Is it 103?
In D103.
Yeah, yep. And the problem that I'm having, oftentimes they do campaigns,
Mhm.
and the campaigns are done really at the last minute. Let's say if you're going to have an open house, would you say an open house needs to be done at least a couple of months in advance, or the planning for it? Because
Mhm.
1 week out is not going to be good for me.
It's not. And especially, you know, if you really want a really successful event, you really want to take some time to plan. I won't say months, I'll say 6 to 8 weeks at the most. And the 6 to 8 weeks, I know it sounds like it's a long time, but the first 3 weeks, you know, you want to be talking about, okay, who do we want? What kind of theme do we want? Do we want a special guest speaker? You know, what type of advertising we want to do? Do we want to do flyers, electronic flyers, websites, all those different things. I've seen open houses where they were promoted in 2 weeks, and they were successful, but because they knew exactly what they're going to do, because they already had the plan, they just had to execute the campaign. So these different campaigns I'm talking about is one, if you have 3 or 4 social media channels, they all have the same campaign. You just have to schedule it where it can go out on its own. So like Facebook and Instagram, they're integrated together. So you go on their Facebook business suite and you schedule it, you click, you know, Facebook is already checked, Instagram is checked. You put the same advertisement out and you say how many times you want that to go out. And then maybe you do 2 Facebook Live events. And it could be one where it'd be the VPPR talking about the open house. And then you can have a special guest speaker that's supposed to be coming. That really boosts the morale of the open house. People don't even care if it was 2 weeks out. They say, oh my God, like say if you said that you was gonna have Mark Brown. Mark Brown is coming to your club to speak. The first thing when they see Mark Brown's face, they're coming. You know, even if it's 2 weeks out or not, they're coming because it's just the way that you advertised it. And people won't even recognize that it's 2 weeks from now. All they recognize is what you said, who's going to be there, and what content. So if you have some really good content, you have a great speaker that's coming out, but say you don't have a speaker, you don't have a theme, and somebody just come to you and Martha, hey, we're going to have an open house next week. And the first thing you ask is, do you have a theme? No. Well, do you have someone who's going to speak? No. So why are we having an open house? Because there's nothing planned. And it doesn't make any sense. Like hot seats. I don't know if anyone went to a hot seat with Lee Hopkins. I know he really wanted his event to go out last month, but because I know he's a great speaker and I know he brings it, I had to be honest. I said, as the PR manager, I told Gary, I said, I see him 4 weeks out having this event, but not next week. Because I really want people to be done with pathways training and all this. Once pathways training was over, then we slide right on into hot seats. And he had a really great turnout. So these are the things that you have to think about. Okay, how big of a turnout do you really want to have? What's the impact? Are you trying to get more members?
Yeah.
So these are the things that you really want to think about when you have an event like membership drive, open house, and things of that nature. If it's 2 weeks out and you have a really good VPPR, I say you can get by if you have everything together. Like my club, we got it all together. I know I'm a busy PR manager. I'm like, I feel like I missed out on a lot of committee meetings. I was like, God, where have I been? Even Gary said, are you coming to our last Speechcraft? I said, oh my God, I've been out of commission because I've been making sure that everybody gets representation. And that's why I have to have my PR calendar. That's why I have to have my own personal calendar because I can miss doctor's appointment because I'm so busy between work and Toastmasters and my own club. But you really do have to have a calendar. This is the most important thing as a PR, a VPPR. You've got to have a calendar. You have to share it with your committee. They have to know what's going on. You need to know what's going on. If you don't, everybody's doing their own thing. And then they come up to Martha and say, hey, we have an open house next week, but you weren't even invited to the meeting. You should be at the meeting. Yeah, so all committee meetings, all officers need to be together, even if you have a committee. Everybody has to be together. There's no separations and nothing at all. The president, the vice president of membership, the VPE, everything, even the treasurer got to be there because they got the money.
That's right.
So everybody has to be together. And that's what makes teamwork. I mean, you have to be like this. That's all I'm gonna say. Is if you're not together, it will show. It'll show in your campaigns. It'll show in your events. So you really want to make sure that you're really tight on what you're going to present. And then if you know exactly what's going to happen in your open house, I say you can do a campaign within 2 weeks. And how you'll do that, you'll advertise on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then the day before and the day of. Now it's gonna look crazy, but you know what? Guess what? They know there's an open house that's coming up, and they see all these campaigns going out, and they're wondering, how did Martha do that? How did Mamie do that? Because you scheduled it. When you schedule your post, it's not stressful because you got AI working for you. All you're doing is inputting the data, and then it does it for you. And then I'll make sure that I add those bonuses when I send out the PowerPoint. I'll make sure I'll add that in on how you can use the Facebook Business Suite. And that there is going to save you a lot of time.
What's it called? The Facebook Business
Business Suite.
Suite. Okay.
Yeah. And
I never heard of that.
I can show you that right now. Let me show you. So when you're on your Facebook page here, to your left, you see where it says Business Suite?
Yep.
And then see where it says Publishing Tools?
Yes.
You click on Publishing Tools.
Honey, give me
And then to create a post, to schedule it, you'll just click Create Post.
That's on all of our Facebook pages?
Yeah, it's on both of our clubs.
Yep.
Really?
If you wanted to go on Instagram, just make sure that you don't have a lot of large content, because this Instagram can fade out and you won't be able to post. But if you keep it nice and simple with a photo, a link to your event, make sure Instagram is here, and then say, I'm just gonna type something here just to be crazy. Let me see. I'm just gonna put a photo in. Let's see, and it'll be almost at time. I'm just gonna put the photo that I had here. So this is like a photo that I had used for the advertisement, and I just did a scribble here. Just don't hit publish. If you want to schedule, just click schedule post, and then say you want this post to go out tomorrow, and then you say I want it to go out in the AM. You can use your up arrow to change that, and then you'll just change it to 9 or 8, however what time you want, and then you save it. And then after you save it, you click schedule post, which I'm not going to schedule it because that's not going to go out like that, but you'll just hit schedule post and you're done. Yep, that's it. And
that will that ties it to the two that are tied together, Facebook and Instagram.
Mm-hmm. It'll go on both. If
I don't
you're,
have Instagram.
you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to click on it at all. Because if you have an Instagram account, once you click on it, it's going to ask you to sign in to your Instagram account. So I'm already signed in to D103 Instagram. And so I can click on that and then I can type whatever, put my media in. It could be video, it could be photo, and then you schedule it. And then once you hit schedule post, it just sits there until it's ready to go out. It'll be queued up. Yep. And all you need is 1 hour out of your day. So see right here, this is where you'll see all your published scheduled posts here. And it'll show you all the reactions that happen with these posts. Oh. So you can
Wow.
Yep, you can always check and see what's going on. And then you see the publish, you see the schedule, and you see drafts.
So the first thing is the business suite. We go there and then we look for
Create posts.
create posts.
And then you'll just type in as if you're actually doing an actual live post. You just type in what you want. And then you put, I always say, if you want to use a photo, put your photo first. Because if you got a link in your post, your link is going to populate as a photo. So if you don't want that to happen, you just put your photo first, then you start typing your content, and then you schedule it. And then once you schedule the date and the time, and then you save it, whatever, then you hit schedule post, and then that will be queued up to go out on that date. But I always say, schedule an hour of your free time, and then you just start scheduling all your different posts, and that's going to save you a lot of time trying to do this individually every day. Yep. So this was a great session. I think these were great questions. I know we're over time right now. If you have any questions, you can always send an email to prm@d103toastmasters.org. I'll put that in the chat here. Thank you, Gary. I know he said he got to go. Let me see. Let me just put this for everyone to have. You can just copy and paste it. And if you need a one-on-one, let me know, and I can send you my calendar. I know that's like a tongue twister. And then I can meet with you on how you can set up and do your Facebook page either on your device, which is your phone, or your, I haven't done nothing on iPad, but I know people do iPad and all those great things. So thank you, Deborah. All right.
I was playing around with this program called Boosted. Are you familiar with them?
Mm-mm.
It's a really good program, but you have to purchase it. So I was wanting to know how I could send an ad out about the different clubs that I'm a member of. So I took my cell phone and I created the ad. And if you go to my page, you could see it in there. It has a lot of variety, different varieties of different templates that you can do based on, well, which ads you want to do or whatever. But it's pretty cool the way it's set up. But I found that, I don't know how I found Boosted, but that's something that you have to pay for. But when one person finds it, they can help others that are in the different clubs throughout the different districts create ads as well, because you've already paid for it. It's only like $80, I think I paid.
Okay.
But it's good for a whole year.
A whole year. Oh, that sounds good.
It's really good. I'll send you kind of like one of my little snippets, but that's how I've been doing the different posts. But what I have not had is the tie-in for the different social media platforms.
When
Oh,
you
okay.
said Facebook, Instagram, I need to put those two together because I've been
Yes.
going separately with each one.
Yes. The only time you'll go separate if that file is too large and it won't
Okay.
post to Instagram. But if you keep it really simple, you'll be able to click on that box. Now, I did put it in the chat that next Wednesday, there's going to be a survey that's going to be sent to all VPPRs. And we want to get some feedback from you. We want to make sure that we have the right training for you, that we're supporting you. And we want to hear your voice. And then our team will come back together. We'll look at the data and see exactly what we're going to have for the next VPPR circle education sessions. Right now, we're in the second session. I thought this would be great for you to have this kind of information for your
Yep.
club so you can start
Yes.
advertising.
How do I get a calendar?
Huh?
How do I get a calendar? Like I said,
Oh,
I'm
the
new to this,
Calendly. Oh,
all of this
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, so if you send me an email
Mhm.
to prm@d103toastmasters.org and you want to meet with me, I can send you that link.
Okay.
I'll send that link to you. And then also,
What is that, a .org?
.org. Right.
I always thought you were too busy.
Yeah.
I'm busy, but I know how to make time.
All right, that's good. That's good to know. Because
Yeah,
you
my-
are a wealth of information, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, it's a pleasure for having everyone attend tonight's session. I hope you got a lot of information. I'm looking forward to seeing those hashtags come up in
Is
my
this
notification.
recorded?
It is.
Yes.
Woohoo! And I will be having Lee Hopkins put it on our YouTube channel, as well as me sharing the link with you when I share the actual PowerPoint with you.
I wanted to reach out to you for something. I was sad to hear about Johnny, and he
Yes.
made such an impression on me. I bought his program. I won one of his books, and you were part of that because
Yes.
you exposed us to him, and what a loss for
It
us.
was.
What happened? I didn't hear nothing. What happened?
Yeah, he passed away. He had a heart attack. I know he had they call it COVID pneumonia, and then on top of it, he had a heart attack as well. And he was in the hospital for 10 days.
Johnny Campbell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I know D103 is going to be doing something for his wife, and I'm not for sure. I know I'm going to be meeting with the trio this Thursday, tomorrow. Of course, the time is flying. I can't believe tomorrow is Thursday already. But it was hard for me even to say.
I
rest in
bet.
peace. It was. I
I didn't
mean,
hear that.
Prince broke it to me so light. I go like, say the name right. Don't play. And he
right?
says, no, it was a guy. I said, I was just on the phone with him 2 weeks prior. I mean, literally
Oh,
talking with him.
wow. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. It's hard for me to say rest in peace. I mean, I see the video that's on D103 Facebook. I said I was actually on a Facebook Live with him, and the way I look at it is that he had 20 plus years giving us wealth of information, and he left a legacy. And what Dr. Miles Monroe said, he's also gone. He said that
Yes.
tomorrow is not promised to us, but he said there's two things he said. He said, one is, what will you leave on earth for humanity? And then two, if you're hiding your talent, he said, you're a thief. Because he said the richest place in the world is the cemetery.
Cemetery.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because there's a wealth of knowledge out there that's not being shared with people today because they don't think they're worth it. So I just think that people, it's hard to say goodbye to him, but he did leave a great legacy.
I
Yeah.
want to tell you that I really appreciate what you do. Every time you get on this phone and you're on this call with us,
you bring me to tears because of your wealth of knowledge and the way that you're so willingly able to share it with us without any constraints, and how you take time with us. And I know if I made the dedication to the commitment that you're putting into this, something great will come out of it. And I know that because you're not a fly-by-nighter by any means. You know what you're talking about. And I so much appreciate you. If I have to say that to you every time, because none of us know how the next day is going to be.
Right.
So just keep in mind that when you're here with us, maybe it's 3 or 4 of us, 20 of us, or whatever, you are very appreciated. Just know, please know that if you don't know anything else, I just can't stress that enough to you.
Thank you. And I thank you for coming. You're all the way in Phoenix, and you and your husband, you're very dedicated Toastmasters, and we really appreciate you here at D103. You know, I didn't know who Martha was and Prince was, and when I saw you guys at the conference, I said, you really bring the light to D103, and we're just happy to have you part of us.
What an awesome district. We
Yeah.
are members of District 3 here in Phoenix, Arizona, and we have about 200 and some odd clubs, and we're down now to 166. And I said to my husband, there has to be more in Toastmasters. So he started snooping around and seeing all these different places, and he got hooked up to a club in Chicago.
Right in my old neighborhood.
Right in his old neighborhood. And I said, who are these people? He said, oh, you have to meet them. And I went in one time and introduced myself, and I just fell in love with the club, because the club is one of those clubs that they kind of like grow on you. You want to be able to bring something, and you want to be able to get something. And what I get from this club is a level of commitment from every single person. They're different. And you really have to go in and be a little bit snooty. I mean, you gotta check them out, because they're not gonna reveal it right away. You gotta ask questions, and it was so much fun learning who each one of those individuals were, and just understanding their personalities from a personal standpoint.
Yeah.
I can tell you that to me is priceless. And people ask me all the time, why are you so engaged in Toastmasters? I said, you know, Toastmasters is a lifestyle. And within that lifestyle, there's something that you're going to do every single day to change the life of a person that you meet. You may not know it, but then all of a sudden somebody calls you up. Like these ladies are calling me up, and they're saying to me, you offer such great training. I would like to be trained on how to do those lights the way you did them. It's gratifying. And I said, do me one favor. They says, what is it? I says, whatever I train you on, promise yourself you're going to be better than me. They go, what do you mean? How can I be better than you? When you put that out there and people start exploring who they are, they explode. So that's what I want to be able to bring to every person that I meet that comes in contact with me in Toastmasters. I want to bring the training the way I was trained, show them ways, and have them be able to apply it in their own way and become the greatest Toastmaster ever. That's what I'm doing over in the CUT. You know, you have to find your niche. You have to find, I mean, I'm almost a third DTM in a few months.